Welcome to Comics in the Making. My name is Ryan Holgerson. I'm the creator of Slackmatic, and I am joined, as always, by Levi Erickson, the creator of The Big. Levi, how you doing?
Excellent, excellent. Let's jump into this. We have a lot to go over today.
Yeah, we do. Well, I see you are wearing a Heroes Convention shirt from last year. Jeff
Indeed,
Smith, awesome.
indeed.
So when this, as of this recording right now, this is like June 2nd. But once this comes out, we are going to be days away from Heroes Convention, where me and Levi will be tabling somewhere in Artist Alley. So come out, come see us. Uh, this is this is pretty much our biggest show of the year, just in size of the show, and it's the longest. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 14th through 16th. And so we would love to see you there. There's so many artists there. There's so many vendors, stuff to do. It's a great comic show in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've talked a little bit about it on previous episodes, but this is a very comic centric show. So it's not like some of these other big, what I would refer to as pop culture shows. So lots of cartoonists there, lots of comics. It's a great show. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit about this show, and Levi came out with the I guess the metaphor is drawing the line in the sand when it comes to preparing for a show like this. Um, I am notorious for just, especially when it comes to Heroes, because it's so big. I'm always wanting to do one more thing. One more thing. I've got to have one more book. I should have one more giveaway. And to be quite honest, it stresses me out. Um, and so I was talking to Levi about this like a week or so ago, and was saying, I've got issue 3 of the Slackmatic series. I'm waiting for it at the printer. I've gotten these bags. I'm gonna have these super pack bundles at the show. I got these bags to put the comics in. I printed headers to staple on there. I've got a nice print that's gonna go in there. I've got all this stuff where I'm ahead and for the most part on time for preparing for the show. And then I start going, well, maybe I should have another comic. I should have like a little freebie comic or something that I can give away. And if I do it right now, I can do it in the next couple days, and I can get it together and go to print, and that'll be the star of the show, which is ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. Um, and as I was talking to you, you were like, "Oh man, you got to draw the line."
Hmm.
And so I think we're going to talk a little bit about that, how important it is to say, okay, and really I think what it is having a plan going into something, no matter what you're doing, is
Yeah.
having this plan. And that doesn't mean you can't kind of, diverge and stuff like that if you have to, but knowing this is the plan, and once I reach that, it's okay to be like, all right, I'm good. I, I've I've got
Yeah.
it, and maybe relax a little bit.
I make it really easy because I'm only going to have basically four things on my table.
Uh-huh.
So for me, it's a lot easier. Although I do want to do what you said. I've got a zine I've been working on, just really compiling stories that I've already done, uh, between one panel all the way to a 5-page story. And I want to make that into a zine. I've got newsprint. I can just run it through the printer, old school style, make it at home. and I want to do that, and it's not that difficult to put together, and it's definitely not going to be any kind of make or break for the table when HeroesCon comes. It's certainly not what I'm hoping gets out in people's hands the most, but I just want a variety. Everyone wants what you said. You want that variety. You want that one more thing, that one more like, you know, attractor to your table to start the conversation with the comic book reader, a prospective purchase, and all that. So, but putting a realistic limit and making sure you're not taking the focus off of the whole point of being there in the first place, right?
Yeah.
I've got, the big chapters 1 and 2 mini comics and a compiled, full size floppy, you know, uh, which contains both chapters, as an either or, if you want to get the mini comics, if you want to get the big comic, or if you're a completist and you want to get the whole set, um, then it'll be there in a few different covers. And that's really my focus of uh of this show at this time.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important to be realistic about something like this. Realistically, nobody is coming to the show to come see me.
You sure?
That yeah. I'm positive.
No, I mean, you mean people aren't going, oh, where are those comics in the making guys? Oh, wow, look,
Yeah.
there's Chris Claremont over there. That's pretty cool. But where's the comics in the making guys that I've never
Yeah.
heard of?
Yeah. I mean, at best, I think it's important to talk about this though for some of the young creators that might be watching this, for new creators. I don't want to just say young, for the new creators that are getting into this, and maybe you're doing your first show. You're going to be finding, hopefully, new audience, new people that come there. It's going to take a while. And we always talk about this, about the marathon and everything, but
Mhm.
it's going to take a while for you to have that presence where people are seeking you out and where they want to see, hey, what do you have new? And even then, it depends on the show. Uh, Case in point, we talked about doing Library Con, which is a very small show in York County. We both had people coming up to us that
Mhm.
had seen us in the years previous, buying all of our new stuff because they saw us before.
Yep.
So if you're doing a brand new show, it's probably not going to happen unless you're they're following you online or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, so I it's just it's super important to be realistic. Let's not, don't break the bank on your preparation for this, for one show. Even
Mhm.
if it's this giant show. And I think about it every time I do something big, I think about it. I go, well, if I sold everything, if I sold everything that I'm bringing, how much would that be? I've never done a show where I've gone in and I sold everything. Actually, that's not true. I have the first year I did Heroes, I was selling out of stuff. Um,
Nice.
but that's one time in over 2 decades of doing conventions. I think it's important just to be realistic. And honestly, what I should have done once I started selling out of that stuff, I should have just stopped. And instead, what I was doing, I was like running back to Kinko's nonstop and printing more comics,
Yeah.
which just dug into the money that I was actually making there. Um, and I should have just said, well, you know what? We're sold out. So, but yeah, no, I think it's, go in with the plan, know what you want to have, make it, make it simple.
Mhm.
Don't go crazy. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna have, I'm printing an offset print graphic novel just to have it ready for this show.
Yeah.
Um, I I just be realistic and be kind to yourself. Because I'll be honest, the last few weeks I've been my main priority has been getting ready for the show and doing incidental work and stuff like that. And I really haven't gotten a lot of stuff out online because I've been preparing for this, and it just hasn't been possible to do both things at once.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of beating myself up over it. And I shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
So,
You absolutely shouldn't. You should have realistic expectations and do the best you can to prepare for the show. But, I think either I mean we've talked about it before here and other times. If it's such that it takes you away from creating your comics and your normal distribution publication schedule, then you might want to take a good look at that. Now, Heroes is a huge show. It's the biggest show that we're going to do at this point. But is that the main driver? If you want to if you want to get into the sales for the year, where do most of your sales come from? Is it
oh,
Heroes?
online.
If
Yeah,
it's
no, it's
Heroes,
online.
then invest in
Yeah, right. Oh,
spend the
yeah,
year
sure.
preparing for Heroes. If
Yeah,
you can look back and you've got, a half a dozen years of data to look at, and if that's the conclusion, yeah, Heroes is where you're making your money, then prepare all year for it. But if it's
right.
not, if you're like me and you get, you just get enthralled, with the whole, sparkle of the convention and being there. We last weekend we happened to be uptown Charlotte and we drove right past um you know uh where I usually park on the other side of the convention, so on the other side of the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
And I go, oh my God, I told my daughter in a couple weeks we're going to be here. And I could feel the energy, the electricity starting to build up and the excitement building up inside of me, you know. But
yeah,
that's great. That's a great feeling. But you've also got to be realistic with that as well. Like you're gonna have a good time at the show, but does that mean that you're just gonna kick the can down the road next year? And is the juice gonna be worth the squeeze? I mean, you can still think about doing the show, but if you're just spinning in circles, there might be other better avenues for yourself, myself, any of the creators out there. It doesn't have to be at any one particular convention, and unless you've got that that history already established.
yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's good on that topic. And you talking about better places to be or possible better places to be. Let's talk about this new social media platform known as Kara?
I think it's
Kara?
Kara.
Kara? It's Cara. I don't know. I've got a good
Doesn't the
friend
C have a
named.
line under it or something? Is that a
Yeah, it does.
pronunciation thing?
I don't know. I've got a
Does that
good
make it a
friend.
soft C? Is it Sarah?
Yeah, I know. I've got a good friend named Kara, and it's spelled Kara, but she gets aggravated when people are calling her Kara and stuff like that. I mean, and who knows? So I don't know. I don't know if it's Kara or Kara or Sarah or I don't know. Hey, and hey, great marketing strategy and not being able to pronounce your name of your new social media thing.
The line, yeah, it definitely has a line under the C, and that
Yeah.
if anyone knows what that means, I mean, not that this is a live video, but we could probably look it up after we finish shooting. I don't think I'm going to bother, but if anyone
Yeah.
happens to know by the time we publish this video, please, why and how do you say it? How do you think you say
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this platform. So this is a new social media platform. I started seeing people post on Instagram and some of the other spots, but mostly Instagram. People taking screenshots of their profile pic, which now that's like, I mean, if you're an artist, you better take a profile pic of your or screenshot of your profile pic and post it on Instagram and let everybody know that you're leaving Instagram. Uh, I get it, guys. We got it, but so here's the kind of mission statement of this app. It's very similar to Instagram. It's image based, but it is marketed towards artists. They want artists to come over here. This is a social media experience for artists, for creative people.
Right.
The big selling point on this is there will be no AI. They have systems in place to scrape the AI out of the system. I was reading their frequently asked questions. They even have a spot like if you're accidentally targeted as an AI artist to email them and stuff like that.
That's going to
Um,
be the new thing. People when
yeah,
artists have beef with each other, now you're going to start hearing it's going to go from, oh, you can't draw feet to you use AI.
right. It
That-
might.
It's coming. Anyway,
Yeah. So I think the actual intention behind this platform is good. I think it's true. I think it's great that there's somebody trying to create a space that is devoid of AI. I think it's great that they're trying to make a space that is for artists. I think they're kind of advertising that this has a more forgiving algorithm. That's the biggest complaint with Instagram and
yeah,
Meta in general. And I mean, all of these sites is that the algorithm is just so restrictive. And it is. It absolutely is. In fact, I think with some of my posts, when I look at the insights, um, I think it's almost better not to follow me to get to see it because I look at it and it's like not even 25% of my followers are seeing my posts. It's
yeah,
predominantly people that do not follow me. I guess seeing it through hashtags and stuff like that. So I get it. I get the concept behind this. Um, I know Instagram, the algorithm on Instagram sucks. It's made it almost, I don't want to say it's made it worthless. Every time I think one of these platforms is worthless, I can track a sale or a patron or even just a new fan. I can track them back to one of these social media sites.
yeah.
Doesn't mean it's working like we want it to work, but I can still see the benefits sometimes. Here's what and we're having this discussion. So by the time this episode comes out, we're going to be, at least a week and a half probably past the stages of this new platform. So who knows,
Yeah.
what it's going to be like here in a week and a half. But they just launched it. I made a page. Um it's been up for I think I did it Friday night. And I have zero followers. I'm not following anybody. I've had a hard time even finding people to follow that I know. And part of that's just because I can't get the search function to actually work. Um, they've already stated that the site has crashed several times because they've got a bunch of people, this influx of people coming in and signing up and posting. And I get that. I get that. That's normal. I don't think we can blame them too much for that.
Yeah.
Um, but just the act of posting is a little involved. You have to decide, is this going to be a portfolio piece? Is this going to be a timeline piece? Then you're adding all these categories in there. Is it 2D? Is it 3D? Is it animation? What software did you use to make this? The categories to me do not get as granular as say using a hashtag on like Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so full disclosure, I've only done like two posts. I've gotten like zero traction on them. and 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 also I didn't do the classic screen grab and put it on Instagram and say, hey, I'm jumping ship and I'm going over here. Um and but to be fair, most of the artists I've seen doing that aren't saying, hey, I'm done with Instagram and I'm going over here. They're just saying, well, I guess I'm heading over here to try this out. Um, but I have seen in some posts and stuff like that on the actual Sarah site, um, saying, well, this is so much better. This is so much better. Um, I don't see it. I don't see why it's better. I haven't. I'm sure the algorithm is better.
I
I
mean,
can't
for
tell.
now, I
Maybe
mean,
I'm,
for now,
huh?
I mean, for now it is. I mean, that's like jumping
Yeah.
to a brand new platform where nobody is yet and saying, "Oh, this is so much better." That's like that's like being on a crowded plane and then landing, and then almost everyone gets off the plane, but you're staying with the plane to the final destination, and everyone else is off, and you're just kind of waiting for the next takeoff, and you're like, "Oh, this is much better than the last ride." Well, no one's on the plane yet, and then it gets just as crowded and all the same problems that you had on the first flight. So just wait, people. See if this platform becomes viable, see if it accomplishes what it's looking to accomplish. Once it'll never have the same crowd as Instagram or whatever. But once it kind of fills up, let's wait and see how it handles itself at that point.
Well, and here's why it's never gonna have that level of Instagram. This is
Yeah,
my opinion and my take. It's never gonna have that level of what Instagram had because it is in its push, in its advertising and its marketing, it is for artists. It is a place for artists to show their portfolios and find new fans and blah blah blah. Uh, Look, they're out there. Non-artists are out there that are gonna go to this platform, but it is going to be few and far between. I think if you're an artist and you're wanting to use this uh to meet other artists, to find new art, because obviously, artists, we like art. We like looking at different art. If that's what you're wanting to do with this, I think, okay, good, go ahead. But I really think if you're gonna use this platform and you think it's gonna be any sort of replacement for your Instagram following, for your Reddit following, for your Twitter following, Facebook following, whatever, if you think it's going to be a replacement for that, I think you're kidding yourself. And we've seen this in fairly recent memory.
yeah,
We have Behance, which is Adobe's art social media thing. It's fucking dead. Nobody goes there. Nothing happens there. I tried it out. It's super fucking confusing. It doesn't work. Uh there's ArtStation. ArtStation is worthless. It's the same thing. It's that same kind of crowd. It's that art going in there. Now, I'll be honest, I've gotten one freelance job from ArtStation, but the vast majority of what I get from ArtStation are clearly bots
yeah,
that are just fishing for whatever. They take advantage of people very frequently. Like the amount of bots they go out fishing for people, trying to make them think that a video game uh,
oh yeah,
developer or something like that is looking for them. I've had this happen to me. This that's what happens on ArtStation. So how is this going to be any different from that? I don't hear anybody talking about how, oh man, I've made a career on ArtStation. Oh man, I made a career on Behance. Uh,
yeah,
the closest I can think of to where anybody was able to do anything on a platform similar to this was DeviantArt, and that was over a decade ago
yeah.
when that was doing any sort of thing for anybody. Um, so look, we're just a few days into this platform. I could be dead wrong.
Hmm?
I'm going to continue to mess around with it and see. I have a sneaking suspicion the people that I will end up following, the people that will end up following me, are going to be people I already know
Yep.
that I follow on other platforms, and it's going to be the same bullshit like we had with Threads. Threads was a year ago. Oh, here's a Twitter clone without the Nazis. Oh, this is so great. And a week later, nobody's on fucking Threads.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. We've got Blue Sky. I finally got on Blue Sky. Nobody cares. Nobody's there. So
Mastodon.
yeah, no, Mastodon. Oh God, no. I mean, and I guess I've heard some people they have success over there, but I don't know. Uh, I like I said, I agree with where the people that are putting this together are coming from. It's great. Get rid of the AI. Have an AI free thing. That's great. My big thing is I would be more excited about this if it were just targeted as here's a Instagram clone with without the evil
Yeah.
in there. We're getting rid of the meta, we're getting rid of the AI, we're getting rid of all that stupid stuff. Um, this is it, but they're targeting it towards artists, and I think that's where it's just gonna kind of I think it's just gonna kind of fizzle.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the mission statement of the platform is necessarily. Um, I'm sure there's something more to it than just, this is a place where you won't get mined, for AI use and things like that. But it will just attract artists, and it makes me think of, like, imagine waiting in a line for a portfolio review with a Marvel or DC or major publisher editor, and to try to get a job. And so there's a couple dozen people in the line. And now take away the editor. So the line doesn't move. And it's just everyone who wants the same thing standing around together. Um it I don't see where it benefits anyone except for, just sort of community building. Oh, hey Ryan, here's my stuff. What do you think? That's cool. Here's my stuff. That's cool. Or, just moving past each other. Um, I want people to see my work. I want people to buy my work. And of all the demographics, I would say other comic book artists is the smallest demographic of people who bought my work. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's the audience, and are we going to get that audience with a platform that's catered primarily to artists? Now, if it's a place where you land your stuff and it's going to be safe, and you can direct those publishers, those editors, those fans to it, I mean, yeah, that works. That has a definite function. But like you had stated, you can trace sales down to hashtags. The people out there looking for stuff on these other platforms that don't just cater to artists at all, are looking for stuff out there. And if you compartmentalize it into a place where, it's just us in there, then they're not going to find it. They're going to miss it.
Yeah. So here, while you were talking, I went to the website and I've got so this is from their FAQ.
How do you
Things
pronounce it?
I'm still looking.
Question number one.
It's not on here.
What does the line under the sea mean?
Yeah, hang on. Let me see out of curiosity if that's part of their frequently asked questions because it should be number one.
Yeah.
Let's
How do you
see.
pronounce our product? I mean, a line over it. I mean, maybe not a C, but a line over a letter, I think we've seen, right?
Yeah, no, there is nothing on here on how to pronounce it.
We need
So,
some English majors, some grammar experts to get in on this.
yeah. Okay, so here from their website, that who is Cara Sarah for? Cara is a portfolio and social network platform for artists and fans of the entertainment art industry. Our goal is to provide a space where artists can connect with one another and be a place where art directors, clients, and art lovers can easily find human artists. We welcome everyone to check out art and discussions on Kara, Sarah.
Maybe it means it's silent. Maybe it's era.
Era. Yeah, the C is silent. It's aura, era. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. You guys are working hard trying to make the world better, and we're just moving on.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be like, Mr. Negative here or whatever, but it's just one of those things. And I think I'm just overall, I think we all are. I think we're just getting tired of this. Everybody wants to go back to this time when social media was working, you know. We want to go back to when Instagram was like, you could post something on there and get 100 likes, like no problem. You get all these followers and stuff like that. We want to go back to when we could post something on Twitter and put a link out and it would actually get a reaction and stuff like that. But it's not working. And I think part of the problem with it not working is I think the public is overall getting tired of it. But when we're looking at the general public for a social media site, they're going to like TikTok or something like that. My wife, my daughter, I've got lots of friends who will just video after video after video after video. I can't, I'm not a huge fan of doing that. It actually kind of messes with me, the nonstop different sounds. Like it's like changing a radio station.
Yeah.
And it bugs me. So I just don't do it that much. But we know that's where the vast majority of people are going. Uh, it's and let's face it, the normal, just regular non-creative public that's going on social media probably doesn't care that much about the algorithm.
Right.
The people that care about the algorithms are us. We're the artists that are trying to get our work out there that are being stifled by these algorithms.
Yep.
So I get it. It's frustrating, but starting a new platform for artists, like marketing it that way for artists, I don't see that as being a way to fix this.
Well, wasn't it the Comics Lab guys saying, "Hey, get your own website"?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't them saying that?
Yeah. Oh,
And, and
absolutely.
and then drive people to your website, and then don't worry about all this. And I know that easy for me to say, but no, it pays off. The band has its own website. No Anger has its own website, and I mean every sale that we do that isn't at a show, it comes through that website.
Right.
So yeah, we have an Insta, we have all the things. I got a cat back here. Um, but yeah, it takes you to the website, and I think that's just something that you can control. Um, and it, you mentioned we want to go back to when social media worked. When did it work? It worked when it wasn't full of ads. That's when it worked. We're not going back to that. That is just not happening, and honestly, that's how content creators get paid. It's through the ads on the platform, as frustrating as they can be. But that has an adverse effect on the algorithm, really creates a winner take all and keeps all sort of dynamic. And I mean, I don't know how it, well, it's the algorithm, but I almost have never looked. I just casually, like, one short. I just hung on a short about F-14 Tomcat airplanes, and I watched a 20-second clip about it. And now, from all directions, they're throwing F-14s at me. I'm getting ads for, Top Gun 2. I'm getting ads for documentaries, you know, all for just 20 seconds of, hey, that's kind of cool. And the stuff that I really want to see that I have hours of looking at,
Boobs.
can't find it anymore.
Yeah, the boobs are gone.
so, so, but I mean, seriously, you look at what, and Reddit, I don't even know how this happened, but now I get notifications for Reddit about this person's trials and tribulations with FAFSA, federal aid. And it's how? I don't even remember.
I started getting notifications on Reddit for like diversifying your portfolio and like all this like business accountant like frat boy bullshit. And I'm like, what did I look at? How did this happen? Like I don't like I
Talk
yeah,
about
I don't
something
know.
that can be replaced by AI, MBAs, everyone with an MBA.
Yeah. So I think my whole point about this is very seldom in history do we look. I feel like when it comes to the internet, when it comes to people's viewing practices and media and all that, I feel like right now we are on the cusp of something different. I don't know if it's a few years from now. I don't know if it's next month with the way things move. I think we're on the cusp of something different. I think the overall viewing public is seeing that they've lost interest in threads. They're losing interest in Instagram. Eventually, they're going to lose interest in TikTok, or it's going to be illegal or whatever. These things always ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel, and this is just a feeling, but I really think we're about to have something new. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But
And new, yeah.
what I do know, which I just what I really feel strongly about is it's not going to be another social media platform.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Whatever's new, it's going to be different. Maybe it has some of those aspects, but I think it's going to be different because we've already seen. I think all you have to do is look at Threads. Threads had this huge opening week, and it's dead. I mean, there's nothing. There's still people on there. Like I still post. It's still like it's little spits, but there's not. It's not Twitter.
Yeah.
And Twitter. I mean, look. Like, and I'm not saying it's better. I'm about to freaking delete that off of my phone. It's so bad. But I just don't think this is going to be it. But we're almost out of time. I'm tired of complaining about this.
Oh yeah.
Come see us at HeroesCon. Hopefully when this video comes out, it's only a day or two away.
Yep. We will see.
And hopefully we know where we're going to be and we can post it up here at the end.
You got it.
All right. Till then, just do the damn thing.